Hope you're enjoying the episode that you listened to so far, and if you are, take a quick listen to this. If you ever thought about starting your own podcast because you love to talk, you love to debate, you want to get your thoughts out there to the world, but you got questions. How do I distribute it? How do I record it? How do I get it to host? There's only one answer for you, and that's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free. Not only 100% free, but easy to use. So if you want to go ahead and start that podcast and get your brand out there, go to anchor.fm/start. Again, that is anchor.fm/start to go ahead and start on your brand right here, right now. So what you waiting on? Get on it. You ready? I'm ready. The Playmakers Bar Podcast present Hoops Talk, hosted by Darnell the Playmaker Salins. NBA, college basketball, playoffs, March Madness. No matter what, we talking hoops, man. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new edition of Hoops Talks here from the Playmakers Bar Podcast. I'm glad that y'all are here to join me on this because we got some things to get into. As for right now, we have another Game 7 in the Western Conference. And we have the East Conference Finals set to begin on Tuesday. But first off, let me go ahead and just dive into the Western Conference semifinals. We already know the Lakers are in the Western Conference final because they took care of the Houston Rockets in 5 games. They went ahead and got rid of them and whatnot. But the other LA team, the Clippers, were up 3-1. They lost Game 5. They had a 16-point lead, and they blew that one. So we go into Game 6 now, and it's like, okay, knowing that the Lakers have handled business now, I think the Clippers going to handle business now because they don't want the Lakers to sit back chilling and getting rested up. So we come on Sunday, 1 o'clock during the football season kickoff, and we get to halftime. The Los Angeles Clippers are leading 63-47. They up 16 again at half. You know what the final score was, ladies and gentlemen? The Los Angeles Clippers 98. The Denver Nuggets 111. The series is tied 3-3 because the Clippers blew another 16-point lead yet again. The Nuggets outscored the Clippers 64-35 in the second half. Now some of you are asking, well, which one of the big two didn't show up, Paul George or Kawhi Leonard? Both of them showed up. Kawhi Leonard, 25 points. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 44.4% from the field. Paul George, 33 points, shooting 43% from the field, 44.4% from three-point range. I mean, they showed up. They combined for, 58 points of the 98. That means the rest of the team that has 2 Sixth Men of the Year on that team when Luke Williams and Montrezl Harrell. 40 point, 38.5% shooting from the field. That's the rest of the Clippers team. 40 points, 15 for 39. Just hold on. Let's go to the Denver side. Jokic, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. Shot 59% from the field. Jamal Murray, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Shot 69% from the field. But here's the rest of the team. Matter of fact, before I even get to the rest of the team, these guys combined for 55 points, 19 rebounds, and 12 assists. But here's the kicker. The rest of the team, they shot 46% from the field, and they scored 56 points. They blew a 16-point lead, right? The Clippers blew a 16-point lead. The rest of the team for Denver outscored the rest of the team for the Clippers by 16 points. What is going on here? What? This is a crazy stat that they show about the Clippers. The Clippers are 0-16 in closeout games for a conference final appearance. That means when it's time to close the series out and finally get to your first Western Conference Finals, they can't do it. They can't do it. They just can't do it. They can't. They don't have Paul George. They don't have Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin in 1 year. They couldn't do it. Now they got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They still can't do it. What is going on with the Los Angeles Clippers? Are these guys? Is this franchise cursed or something? Because I'm not understanding. You have 16 tries to get to a conference finals for once, and you lost all 16 of them. What is going on here? But I'm gonna digress because look, it's a game 7. Two of the most famous words we love hearing, game 7s. This is like the third or fourth game 7 in these playoffs, with most of them coming in the Western Conference. So now, it's game 7, Tuesday night. The winner gets the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Nope. I know Kawhi Leonard has been one of the most consistent players for the Clippers. There's been a lot of times when Paul George didn't show up. Montrezl Harrell still hasn't showed up. Lou Williams, he has his moments, but he's not being consistent as he usually be. I know I'm getting from Kawhi Leonard. I know. I need Paul George to duplicate what he did on Sunday. Because Tuesday, it's game 7. It's game 7. Look, 9 o'clock. That is it. ESPN is it. There's no second chances. Paul George got to show up. Lou Williams got to show up. Montrezl Harrell got to show up. Marcus Morris got to show up. The Clippers got to show up. We know Kawhi gonna show up. Kawhi doing his thing. Everybody else needs to show up. Denver showed when they back against the wall, they come through in the clutch. They down 3-1 and they just won back-to-back games, and they was down 16 in both games at one point, and they came back and won both of them. Michael Porter Jr. in game 5 hitting a clutch 3 in the moment that helped get game 5 win. The rest of the team coming through and helping out Jokic and Murray to force a game 7. This is where we at, ladies and gentlemen, for a spot to take on the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Final. It's either going to be the 2 seed, the Los Angeles Clippers, when we all predicted this, or it's going to be the 3rd seed, the Denver Nuggets, who was so close last year. They want to get there this year. We going to see Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. Be ready. Speaking of Tuesday, because I need to switch to the East side. Let's go to the Eastern Conference, because it's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The 5th seed, Miami Heat, taking on the 3rd seed, the Boston Celtics. Is this a rivalry renewed? Some like to think so, because what happened between the big 3 of Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett when they went up against the big 3 of Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James in the Miami Heat. I don't see this as a rivalry. I see this as 2 teams that knew they had the talent and they had the willpower to get there, and they have. The Miami Heat, the 5th seed in the East, swept the 4th seed, the Indiana Pacers, in the first round. And they came back, they took out the top team in the NBA in the second round in the conference semifinals, in the Milwaukee Bucks, led by Defensive Player of the Year and presumably the MVP of the league, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, they sitting here in the Western Conference, in the Eastern Conference Finals, sorry. Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Jay Crowder, Kendrick Nunn, Bam Adebayo, and the crew against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics, the 3rd seed, swept the 6th seed Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid in the first round. They just finished off a 7-game series in the conference semifinals against the reigning defending NBA champion Toronto Raptors. So you got Boston coming in with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, a returning Gordon Hayward. It looks like Gordon Hayward might be ready to go when it comes to game one. We will see, but he would definitely be playing in the East Finals, ladies and gentlemen. There will be a Gordon Hayward sighting. So we got it. Do you take Jimmy Butler in the crew? Kemba Walker in the crew? You know, I had the Milwaukee Bucks get to the finals out in the East, and they was going to beat the Boston Celtics in 7. They didn't do that, obviously, because Miami's in the East Finals. So who do I go with? Do I go with Jimmy Buckets and the crew of the snipers of Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson with the gorgeous point guard player Gordon Dragic, Bam Adebayo man in the middle, Jay Crowder being the man that he always been, a defender and to be able to shoot three just like Andre Iguodala? Or do I go with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, coming back Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart? I don't know. If this goes 7, I'll be happy. And I hope it does go 7 because I'm taking the Boston Celtics in 7. I'm going Boston Celtics in 7, man. I gotta go Boston Celtics in 7. There's no other way around it. I love this crew. I love it. Brad Stevens doing a great job. Don't get me wrong, Eric Spoelstra is a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach. But I always liked this Boston team. I like the makeup of this Boston team. This team is it. But I'm not going to sleep on Miami. That's why I got to go on 7 because Tyler Hero is a sniper. Duncan Robinson is a sniper. Gordon Dragic can run the offense. Jimmy Butler can run the offense. Jay Crowder can hit the long range and play some damn defense. As long as Andre Iguodala, because we remember what Andre Iguodala did in the finals for the Warriors against Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. This is the reason why he got Finals MVP. So we ain't finna sleep on Miami. Oh no, sir, we're not sleeping on Miami. But I just love this Boston Celtics team. I love this Celtic team. This Celtic team is something to be happy to see. So I'm going to take the Boston Celtics to get out of the East and make it to the NBA Finals. Now for Game 7, I'm sticking with I had the Clippers in 6. They should have finished it in 5, obviously. And then they should have finished in 6, and they didn't do that. But I'm hanging with the Clippers. I'm going to give Doc Rivers one more chance. I'm going to give the Clippers one more chance because you got Kawhi Leonard, you got Paul George, you got 2 6 Men of the Year and Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell. I got to believe these guys are going to have to show up and do it for once. So I'm going to take the Clippers in Game 7, which means we will have the Western Finals that we all been hoping for ever since these two teams got put together. LA Clippers, LA Lakers, winner goes to the NBA Finals. That's how I'm feeling right now. Now that I got those out the way, we got some NBA news to get into. As reported on Sunday, getting ready to watch some NFL football, Mike D'Antoni chose to leave the Houston Rockets. He wasn't fired. He wasn't let go. His contract expired, and he chose not to ask for an extension with the Houston Rockets. So what does that mean? Well, that means the Indiana Pacers job is still open. You still got the Chicago Bulls job open. The Oklahoma City job is open. The Philadelphia 76ers job is open. I'm pretty sure there's some more New Orleans Pelicans job is open. You got some openings, and there's going to be a lot of teams looking for Mike D'Antoni to coach them. But Billy Donovan is still out there. Actually, if y'all heard the last podcast with me and my boy Dre Day from Sportsway, Indiana got 10 coaches they're looking at. One of them is Billy Donovan, another one is Chauncey Billups, and another one is Becky Hammond. We got some names out there. We got some teams that need some coaching. Let's see where Mike D'Antoni ends up. Let's see where Billy Donovan ends up. Let's see if Becky Hammond gets a head coaching gig. Let's see if Chauncey Billups gets a head coaching gig. I want Average to get another head coaching gig too because New Orleans did him wrong. I'm not going to dive into that though. Speaking of Houston, though, Daniel House. This man was kicked out of the bubble right before the Houston Rockets got eliminated by the Los Angeles Lakers because an unauthorized person was in his hotel, presumably in his hotel room, several hours overnight. So the wife heard this. The wife has erased everything about them. That's a sign of for a divorce. But Daniel House, bruh. If this true of what the NBA found on you, homie, and Daniel House is denying everything about it. He's vehemently denying everything about it. I read all the reports on NBA.com, so you can read them on NBA.com. I read everything in there writing. But if you did do this, man, you knew you can bring people to the bubble. You could have brought the wife with you, man. Why you just didn't bring the wife with you, bruh? Come on. You gotta think on this stuff. So now you get kicked out of the bubble. Houston gets their ass whooped and they're eliminated by the Lakers. And then Mike D'Antoni is leaving. Houston, we have a problem. What does that mean for Russell Westbrook? What does that mean for James Harden? What does that mean for anybody on Houston? Because small ball didn't work, and we knew it wasn't going to work against the Los Angeles Lakers. We knew it wasn't going to work. Come on, man. Anthony Davis is like 7 feet. LeBron James 6'8". Yo, top spot on your lineup for Houston is 6'8". Like, for real. Like, your tallest person on your starting lineup is 6'8". LeBron is 6'8" by himself. Kyle Kuzma is like 6'10". Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee both over 7 feet. Like, dude, what was y'all thinking? Like, y'all don't make no adjustments whatsoever. Which is part of Mike D'Antoni's problem. As Stephen A. like to call him Mike Antoni because he don't coach no defense, so we'll take the D out of his name. But, you know, look, it is what it is at this point. We got a lot of head coaching jobs going on, and we see who gets what. But just to recap real quick, even though these guys blew 2 16-point leads in games 5 and 6, I'm still gonna roll with the LA Clippers to get to the Western Conference Final to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Eastern Conference Final kicks off before Game 7 of the Western Conference Semifinals. I got the Boston Celtics taking it in 7 over the Miami Heat. Expect a thrilling series between Boston and Miami. Enjoy it. And with that being said, after Game 7, I will do a post previewing the Western Conference Finals. I won't do another episode. I'm gonna wait a while to do another episode of Hoops Talk. But when Game 7 is officially done and over with, we look out for a blog post previewing the Western Conference Finals. If you have not been to the website, theplaymakersblog.com. That is theplaymakers, Z, not an S, blog.com, all one word. Subscribe to the website. Look at our posts. Look at what we're writing about. Now, before I get up out of here, because I ain't want to take too much of your time, I'm happy that football's back. I enjoy what I see from week 1. There were some surprises, but it's good to have football back. Be ready for a new Ramley Talk episode coming up for all my Los Angeles Rams fans, recapping what took place on Sunday Night Football as we opened up SoFi Stadium under the bright lights. We're going to look ahead to the Philadelphia Eagles as we take a trip to sunny Philly, Pennsylvania. And we're going to have fun with that. And until then, hey, subscribe to the podcast and subscribe to the website. If you're looking for what platform it is, it's like every platform you could think of. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, all that good stuff. So y'all have fun. Y'all enjoy y'all Tuesday. Enjoy your basketball, because I know I will. I'll talk to y'all next time for more Hoops Talk. Until then, get ready to hear me talk on Ramble Talk. Have a good one.